Hi everyone, welcome back to your channel. I'm here with another tutorial, and in this tutorial I would like to talk about the industrial IoT security, ESP32 authentication with Keycloak and MQTT. So if you are interested in this topic, let's get us started and stay with me until end. Okay, we all know how to connect the ESP32 to MQTT using a simple username and password or basic authentication. But my assumption is that everyone watching this video, they know how to connect this ESP32 to MQTT with the basic authentication. If you don't know, you can watch my previous video. I made some tutorial about that. But in reality, that's not enough. So you have to make sure your system now is completely secure. That is the topic which I would like to talk about that. Now I prepared the one slide here to explain how we are going to do demonstration, and after that I will jump into details to explain about how we can create the Keycloak client, connect to ESP32 and also MQTT. So as you can observe here, we have the ESP32, which one of the sensor which I'm using is DHT11, just only for the purpose of the, you can say, the demonstration. My target is pushing the data. It's not how we are connecting to ESP32. That's another story. Then ESP32 will communicate with the Keycloak and get authentication token. Once get the authentication token, it can connect with MQTT, because MQTT knows now it's already authenticated and it approved, allow to the ESP32 to connect. But if we disable the client, here the ESP32 cannot communicate with Keycloak, cannot get the token authentication, and since MQTT is always getting some acknowledge whether this is authenticated or no, then it will stop to communicate with the ESP32. ESP32 will be freeze. After it's frozen, will not hit any message or heartbeat to the Keycloak or MQTT. So you have to reset your ESP32 again until to communicate with the Keycloak, and in case it's not possible, then it cannot communicate. But if again it's possible and everything is re-established, it will start to communicate, and then the story, it will start. So now I'm jumping to my coding part to show you how it will work, and then let's see for connection and also enable and disable the client. Okay, now you can see my coding part, which now publishing data to MQTT, and as you can see, the temperature and humidity now is sending to MQTT. If I want to just to show you, and let me just first show you some log in Keycloak. If I can bring the Keycloak here. Yeah, you can see here now this for today, all of them, it communicated at the last communication time. It was around the 1 minute ago. So it's communicated with the Keycloak, and you can see here this is the logging. And if I do it again to do some reset, so let me just reset my it's now connected to the Wi-Fi. After that, it's getting the token, and once it's getting the token, it can publish to MQTT. So let's jump to here again to refresh it. Here you go. We have the new one, which is this client login. So now I am going to disable my client here. You can see here now it's enabled, and I'm going to disable this client. Once I disable this client, because every time when it's communicating with the MQTT, after a specific period of the time, which I defined, it will get acknowledged. And you can see here there is an error. And this is because now it cannot get any token from Keycloak, and it's not authenticated device for the MQTT, and it's already frozen. So the ESP now, ESP32 is frozen, and it's not able to communicate with Keycloak and also MQTT. Even I am enabling this client, still is frozen. So nothing happened here because I have to reset again my microcontroller, and once I'm resetting, then it will start for all the communication, and you can see now is connected to MQTT and will start to publishing the data. That is a secure way, because suppose you have the microcontroller and then you want to control it, but because the microcontroller and MQTT, they are not acknowledging each other, then as long as the ESP32 is not turned off, still it can continue to connect. There is no any mechanism to acknowledge it. So I have defined the mechanism for acknowledgement based on the interval. Maybe this interval can be prolonged, or it's up to developer, but it can be between, for example, 1 minute. I put as a 1 minute. It will search again and request for the token, and if the token is valid, then it's not required. But if the token is not valid, then again it will need to regenerate the token, and this communication will establish again. Okay, and here my presentation for the demo is completed, and in the next sessions I will explain how you can create the client in Keycloak, and also how you can communicate with MQTT. If you think this video was helpful, please don't forget to like button, and also support me. If you didn't subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe. And if you have any question, you can drop your question in comments below. Please stay tuned. I will upload more video about this scenario. Thank you again, and see you next one.